Welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today I am going to record a video on general scenario around the market because you cannot remain isolated and continue investing. So I think it will also give a break to our audience in terms of being only stock. So we talk something generic which has got immense impact on investing. It is said in spirituality that if you want to be happy, better concentrate on yourself. But in physical world or material world, where material well-being is the way of becoming happy, which I may not be agreeing personally, but competitive advantage becomes very important because I am also a teacher in management and I keep on teaching at various schools. And how do you create competitive advantage? You have to be better than the other. I am reminded of a story from Made in Japan by Okio Morita, the ex-chairman of Sony Corporation. He has mentioned in his book that once a Japanese and an American were going through a jungle and then they saw a lion coming in front of them. So imagine if you are going in a jungle and lion is coming, what you will do? Many people say that I will not do anything, lion has to do what he wants to do. But you know what this Japanese was doing? He sat down and started tightening his shoelace. So American asked him, what are you doing? He said, look, I have to tighten my shoe so that I can run a little faster than you. And that is what is competitive advantage. So you know, if you are faster than your neighbor, you will do better in material world, which did not lead you to a better satisfaction, better happiness in your life. But that is the way material world is. And we are all a part of this world, so we can't ignore it. Coming back to our discussion, I want to discuss generic scenario around India, around our economy, so that we can have some sort of feel that where this market is going. There is a question coming in today whether this market is going to touch a new high before Diwali. To be honest to you, I don't know. I have no answer. Neither I have a crystal ball in my hand which I can tell you, seeing that how the future is going to look like. But looking at the scenario around, I'll put certain comments on the situation and then accordingly make an inference. Let's talk about Ukraine and Russia war. This war is sort of like forgotten by the investment world. And interestingly, countries like America and quite a few European countries want this war to continue. They want to support Ukraine by arms because it suits them. They want that Russia and Ukraine should remain engaged. They keep on fighting so they get spoiled. And these guys are watching the scene from outside the fence and putting fuel in the fire. Now, it has got one backslash. Due to this war, the European economy is suffering a lot due to gas prices because gas supply is hurt and energy prices are going up rapidly, and so all the European countries are suffering, and this energy cost is likely to push them in recession maybe. So that is certainly an alarming situation. But apart from that, they don't want this war to end actually, and believe me, for stock market also, this war is sort of like forgotten. The second factor, which is crude prices, is very, very significant from Indian economy because we are net importer. Crude is hovering between 95 and 105 after touching a high of $134, $135 per barrel. And sometime back, I read few of the economists predicting that this might again go back to 130, 135 level, which will be very, very bad for our country. And if that situation comes, certain companies like Asian Paints and all those who depends on crude as an input will slash. And that could be a good opportunity to accumulate because that is going to be again a temporary situation. And but if it remains in the range or if it slides down to 70, 75 level, that will be very good for our country actually. India has managed this crude crisis in its own way. It has got sort of agreement with Russia where without involving dollar, they are doing some sort of barter type of deal for crude. And also India has also created a relationship with quite a few other Asian countries and some of the Latin American countries to deal in rupees and import crude with help of other exports from India, which will go a long way. But any rise or sudden rise in crude is certainly going to impact India, and stock market also will not remain unaffected. The third thing, manufacturing numbers in India is looking up. If you look at capex cycle has started. Quite a few companies are doing capital expenditure, which is a very positive sign. Another thing, China manufacturing is shrinking, which you can see from China manufacturing number in last few quarters. And also quite a few countries looking at the China attitude is looking for China plus one approach, and which is helping India. So from that perspective, although China numbers will create impact on the manufacturing and commodity prices, but India is likely to be benefited in terms of ramping up manufacturing. Also, India is giving a big push in terms of Make in India program and defense protection, because India has set up a goal to export defense products outside, which is certainly helping, and it could be a good time to look at some of the defense companies like HAL, BDL, Bharat Dynamics Limited, Bharat Forge, and quite a few of them who are engaged in defense production, and they have got a very good order book, and their future is also good. When you look at the another trouble which might come in any time, in China-Taiwan war. China has surrounded Taiwan from all directions, and it can attack Taiwan anytime. Initially, America made a statement that they are going to be siding with Taiwan and fighting with China, but just few days back, they have gone back and they have said they will supply and help Taiwan. They will supply arms to Taiwan like Ukraine, and you know what happened in Ukraine in that condition. So this statement has boosted the morale of China. But then the question comes, is the China going to attack right now or next year? Nobody knows. The global community has to work hard to restrain China, otherwise attacking Taiwan will be a sort of one more milestone after Hong Kong. They takes over Taiwan, then what is the next you don't know, and that will be very dangerous for the world. So that is certainly a situation to be watched very carefully. Mr. Jinping is going to be re-elected for next term on 16th of October. So the question is, just after his Tajposhi, that is sometime in October, November, is he going to attack Taiwan, or maybe sometime he will defer next year? Nobody knows. But China has capability to do it in very short time, and Taiwan is a tiny country, and other countries I am not sure, because American conditions are not good. Their economy is not good. Inflation is at all-time high. So whether they will attack, not attack, or they will support and fight with China is a $1 million question. So we need to keep a very strong watch on that. Coming back to the stock market performance, last 1 year, the Indian index has marginally risen by about 2-3%, whereas American index is down by 20%. So it is minus 20 versus 3. India economy is doing pretty good, but other economies around India is not in that condition. So the question comes, you cannot have unhappy neighbors and you can remain happy. So friends, from that perspective, investing in the stock market, one has to be very, very careful. Scenario is not that smooth. It could be. So what I suspect is, in next couple of months, this will be range bound market. It will go up one day, come down the next day. So you have to keep on watching your portfolio. You have to be specific to your stock. You have to be stock specific. And buying and selling, you can do on a stock specific basis. Even the 10 stocks which I am talking in emerging giants and wealth creators, all may not be range to be procured right now. So you have to watch and start accumulating slowly. And wherever you get option or chance of booking profit, you can do a partial profit booking also, even from the emerging giants. What I do normally, let's say stock like Asian Paints, if I have 100 Asian Paints and prices I think becomes overvalued, then what I'll do is I'll sell maybe 25 Asian Paints and wait for price to correct. When it corrects, I buy back those 25. In the same money, I might get 27. That helps you to sort of like get a little more return on your portfolio. But remaining invested is the best way of creating wealth in long term. So never come out of these giants, emerging giants or wealth creators if you start accumulating in your portfolio. So with that, just to answer the question whether it will touch all-time high before Diwali, So now sometimes the stock market is like a Monte Carlo simulation where it's like a drunkard individual which has no control. So you don't know. It might, but the situation around doesn't warrant that. So therefore, as an investor, not as a speculator, you have to be very careful in terms of investing and safeguarding your portfolio. Hope you like this discussion. So if you liked it, do like the video and also put your comment. Your comment goes a long way in terms of creating new video, and it also will be a feedback to me. Please do circulate this to your group using WhatsApp, Facebook, LinkedIn, Instagram, because I want this video to reach maximum number of people. And by doing that, we'll be doing justice or doing some sort of contribution to the youngsters who want to invest and they have to wander here and there in search of good stocks. So I hope you have understood the intent of my channel and intent of creating this video, and very much for remaining engaged and giving your attention, and have a great day.